Vienna, circa 1673. At the young age of 21, Empress Margarita Teresa is nearing death as her body deteriorates from the toll of giving birth to 6 children in 6 years. Just a few years earlier, she was de Velázquez's painting of an innocent girl, Las Meninas, full of life and light. How could an innocent, beautiful innocent girl now be reduced to a mere pawn in the Habsburg dynasty's quest for power? The following account tells the story of how the Habsburg dynasty sacrificed this sweet girl to satisfy their lust for power. Born in 1651 of the marriage between King Philip IV of Spain and Mariana of Austria, Margarita Teresa's life began as a politically motivated marriage. Margarita, on the other hand, looked fit and was therefore not only a daughter but also a family member for future political benefits for the royal family. Margarita was raised in the royal palace of Madrid, where she learned languages, manners, and religion to help prepare her for a future in government and military service. Margarita, at age 5, was painted in Las Meninas and is depicted in the center of the painting as a beacon of purity and stability, capturing exactly what her position was, to be present but not heard. Margarita's family had many ancestors they traced on their family tree. Her parents were an uncle and a niece. This pattern would follow through to the future of her marriage. Carlos, Margarita's brother, was considered the most well-known victim of inbreeding by the House of Habsburg and would die without children. However, Margarita was the first sign of hope. She had a pure lineage with a high degree of health and was promised to be the wife of Uncle Leopold I, Holy Roman Emperor, in an effort to bring together the House of Habsburg from Spain and Austria. Margarita was promised into that union before she reached her 12th year of age. Margarita departed for Vienna after a month's journey in 1666, when Margarita was 14 years of age. She said goodbye to her family and all things familiar and embarked on a journey across Europe to marry a man who would be twice her age upon arrival. Margarita arrived in Vienna to grandeur and luxury such as balls, opera, and fairs. However, Margarita felt as if she was an outsider. She adhered to the Spanish customs, spoke only Spanish as opposed to the German language, and was very distant emotionally from the court of Austria. However, Margarita and Leopold were known to have a loving relationship. Leopold would refer to Margarita as Gretel, and Margarita referred to Leopold as uncle. Although both enjoyed the same interests in art and music, they did not marry for each other out of love, but rather created their marriage as business arrangement. The only reason Margarita's husband married her was so she could bear him children, defining Margarita's identity from March 17, 1660, as a woman on a never-ending cycle of conception and loss. At 19 days of age, Margarita gave birth to a baby boy, but he didn't survive. 2 years later, Margarita gave birth to her first and only living child, Maria Antonia. Yet also, Margarita continued to have several further births prior to her final death due to continual miscarriage, where Margarita's body was greatly debilitated due to pregnancy with each subsequent birth, along with having the doctors noted her deletion in color and her being persistently unwell. Not being able to reconcile the excruciating pain, the Habsburg house machinery has continued. Margarita's daughter, Infanta Maria Antonietta, became a member of the Batavian royal family and had a son, Infante José Fernando, who was considered to be a possible heir for the Spanish crown. Tragically, Infante José Fernando passed away when he was only 6 years old. The death of Margarita was not only a loss to her family, but it also represented the beginning of the end for the Spanish Habsburgs. Margarita's brother, King Carlos II, also died without a direct heir, which set off the war of successful thought for the Spanish crown. The Habsburgs' dream of eternal rule began to fall apart, and Margarita's sole purpose in life was to help keep that dynasty intact, yet her death caused the end of the entire dynasty. Today, the only way that Margarita has a legacy in the history of art is through Diego Velázquez's Las Meninas, as she is portrayed as a child in that painting, forever frozen in time. Tourists flock to see Velázquez's use of perspective, light, color, and graceful brushstrokes in Las Meninas. But how many remember all the pain that the little girl is depicted as having gone through? Margarita's life serves as a constant reminder of what royalty and ambition cost. Margarita was born to serve the empire, yet the empire took everything from her. When we remember Margarita, we do not remember the empire she served. We remember the young girl she was. Margarita's candle burned out too quickly, but its light has helped us uncover the truth